I'm the scat man. I'm the scat man.
Remember when I said it was under season?
Yeah.
Every team,
well.
every team scored 3 goals yesterday. I don't know if I've seen a small slate like that with that many goals.
Yeah, I that was crazy the way that the turn of events last night. Absolutely crazy. And last night I texted you late. I'm like, man, we would have cashed in large if we were playing the stacks yesterday.
And that's how it goes. It's not always the money you lose when you're cooling like I am. It's the bets that you don't make that win that you don't get on.
Right, 100%.
And that's where we are.
That's irritating. Very, very irritating.
And it's just the comedy of losing bets when it's 1-0 with 8 minutes to play in a hockey game and you can't even hit the 6. You can't even push the 6. You lose outright.
Yeah, I know. It's. I just finished telling you before we went on air. I'm like, the amount of third period goals that we've been seeing scored in the NHL the last couple nights, it's insane. Like you probably your best advantage is to bet a live over at like 3.5 or 4.5 midway through the second period, because you know the way these teams are scoring in the third period, you're going to hit it.
Yes, sir. Connor McDavid comes back, returns 3 assists, best hockey player in the league. Minnesota and Calgary both fall apart late. However, Minnesota wins in overtime, gets the 2 points. Calgary didn't do it. Friday's game is going to be massive, but they're running out of time. Matthew Nyes refers to the Florida game as soft. Yeah. And I know that's a word that you think might be the worst term that exists.
I can't stand it. It's probably the most insulting thing you can call an athlete.
Is that the best Maple Leaf performance you've seen this year in maybe what was the best game?
I wouldn't say it was the best performance. I think it was maybe the best Matthew Nyes performance, best individual performance for sure from some players, but team overall, I mean, you gave up a 2-0 lead. You gave up a late power play goal. I mean, I think the most impressive thing is that they found a way to win.
They certainly did. Plus 145. I think it closed at plus 150. The Toronto stack would have been good last night. Couple of underdogs in the Blue Jays, and the Leafs would have won some money. I did win some money on that, but outside of that, that was pretty much it. Me tailing Al's brother's place. That's where I am. I'm just outsourcing my plays right now. Andy's stack sheet had a giant day yesterday. Absolutely massive. When you get all of those Philly lines, right? Yeah, the Brinks, the Forrester.
What I mean. Well, even the Minnesota line, the Goudreau, Nyquist, and Zuccarello.
Yeah, that was interesting line because they didn't know if everybody was coming back too, right?
Right.
It was kind of a game time decision. So that was some people got in there late. But today, interesting slate. Let's get to it. Picking on the games that don't mean anything. I think those are the safer ones if we're looking at it. Buffalo, Columbus minus 135. Over under sitting at 6.5. A 6.5. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And we're going one on each side. We're going Fantilli and Kent Johnson for a point each, plus 250.
Mm-hmm.
And Tuck and Zucker for a point each, plus 200. Kind of a not a normal one, but I love the Fantilli Johnson one. They don't PP1 correlate, but this is a game where I'm expecting maybe to be the highest scoring one on the slate. And in terms of the Tuck and Zucker, they might be listed as the third line, but right now Buffalo's running 3 lines about the same time. And that line at 5-on-5 is getting the most minutes. So there's a little value there. And it's kind of where you see the pricing of these stacks. So second line, PP1 correlation is kind of all about plus 200 right now.
Yeah.
But Buffalo, you want to talk about a wagon. You want to talk about perfect Buffalo fashion. Just win out at the end of the year when nothing means anything. 8-2 straight up. Last 10. 5 straight wins. Carolina, Ottawa twice, Tampa Bay, Washington, Winnipeg. How do you just turn it on right now? Are they just good at beating teams who are kind of not expecting them to show up?
I think this is what has to drive Buffalo fans nuts, and maybe Buffalo management even more nuts, is because it's stretches like this at the end of the season that maybe makes everybody feel a little bit more optimistic about the next season. But they've been so consistent with this type of play over the last couple of years where, everyone before the season starts expects them to take another step. They look like they are, and then they go through this long, slump, take themselves out of any type of race. Then before the trade deadline, they get themselves, a little bit back into it. And you're kind of saying, okay, do they buy? Do they sell? What do they do? We have good players. They don't do anything. And then when they're out of it, they start playing some of their best hockey of the season. It's like such a consistent cycle that they've created here. And it must drive everybody in Buffalo nuts, because they're saying to themselves, why can't you play this good all season more consistently and show us that with this talent that we believe we have, we can be better than we are? So I don't know. It's frustrating, but I mean, they are playing. They're one of the best teams in the league right now.
Yeah, I just think this game's loose. Just trying to find some spots where maybe these work. I'll probably have a bigger stack sheet out today. But yeah, the Tuck, Zucker, Krebs line led all skaters on those lines, Buffalo, in their 3-0 win versus Carolina. A lot of 4 lines. So that takes me to another question, and I'm trying to stay away as much as possible as giant top lines. Do you see the bench get longer? And by that, do I see maybe the 4th line gets some more minutes? Like, you're just handing out minutes a little more generously across all 4 lines when you have nothing to play for?
No, I think that's all dependent on what the game script is, right? If it's a close game, you're still matching lines. If it's not, you're kind of just rolling through, right? If you're winning, you're rolling through. If you're losing, big, you're rolling through. I think it's totally dependent on game script, and it's totally dependent on how each individual is playing too, right? If a guy's playing good and deserves more ice time, I would imagine the coach still has to coach and reward these players with more ice time versus other guys not. But yeah, I don't think the strategy changes much with, overplaying guys, right? And a lot of it could do with special teams too, right?
Yeah.
Who plays power play, who plays penalty kill.
Stress-free versus stressed out hockey from Rich H. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that correlates to being a good team anyway. Like, you don't play good under good conditions.
Right. I mean, I don't know if stress has anything to do with it. It's more, pressure of meeting expectations.
Yeah.
That could either, boost teams or bring teams down.
What do we got? Bobby Newport saying we need to get that Quinn point that never comes out. Right now, you can get the Peterka McLeod for about plus 230. Not a bad look there. I know it's not PP correlated, but if we can get a Quinn point and get the 3, because that's the line I like. Quinn, Peterka, and Ryan McLeod. It's been good to us. That's where I want. That's better said. Thanks, Carlo. Appreciate it. Jay Rogers, do you release your line sheet? Well, I didn't yesterday. I kind of because they've been getting the kick crap out of them, like the crap kicked out of them. That's it. The kick crap out of them. Got that kick crap out of you, bud.
Starting to wonder who did the 4-hour morning show, me or you.
Oh, that's you're in prime territory now. I'm just ramping up. But no, the stacks have been pretty bad. So I think there were a lot of people that kind of got off them because
I took a break off of them.
Yeah,
I took a break.
And look what it is, and they'll probably get crushed again today after. Oh, back on them, and boom, that's what they do. But no, like those two, we'll see if I can get a Quinn. Would love Quinn and McLeod, and might even put Peterka on it. Chicago at Boston. We're ugly game hunting today for sure. Boston minus 170. Who's laying minus 170? Not I. Yeah.
Well, remember we talked about the Rangers yesterday.
100%.
Laying minus 190 on the Rangers.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Now this one's a little tricky. I like Chicago in the spot. Not taking them on the money line, but I know their road offense is pretty brutal, and they're coming off a loss. So there's not a team in hockey that mixes their lines up anymore than Chicago. If the lines stay what they are, And I'll put this on my record for this, but if it changes, I'll repost. Donato, Bedard, and Mikheyev, all for a point. 425, half a unit. That's just the first top line, not PP correlated with Mikheyev. And then the second line, Teuvo Bertuzzi and Frank Nazar, 850 at half a unit. Yeah.
Wow.
That is a big number.
Very big number.
2 guys on PP1, Nazar on PP2. If they keep them together. But hopefully there's something within that we can find, because Boston, like, how do you write the book on what Boston has done at the end of this year? These are the 2 worst teams in hockey since the break. Combined, Carlo, these 2 teams, if I can find it, are 10-35 straight up since the restart. That's hard to lose that many games in hockey.
Yeah, that's mailing it in.
I know. So that's it. Is there a book? Like, can you do it better than other teams?
I mean, I don't think anybody could have done it better than the Boston Bruins.
No.
I mean, because the Chicago Blackhawks have been bad all year. But what Boston's been doing, selling off their pieces and actually taking advantage of them not being a playoff team and going full scorched earth. I don't think there's anybody better that's done it, or I don't think there's anybody that's done it any better than they have. They put themselves in a lottery position right now.
Jake Moore in the chat saying, I had stackitis last night too. Had to take a night off after taking some brutal beatings. On a positive, I had to read it before I put it out. On a positive note, I've got the wife and kids back in my life now.
Oh, that is a positive note. Focus on that, Jake.
It's just like, instead of watching hockey now, he's doing some family stuff, which is, that's what I was doing. When I was getting my butt kicked yesterday, I'm like, all right, kids, let's do some reading. Let's do something.
Ooh,
all right. Oh, smooth as beans, buddy. Smooth as beans. That's a game I like for points. You can go big on the Boston. I mean, Pasternak's literally pointing in every point that Boston is getting. Whether like 7 goals, no Lindholm point. Guess what? Pasta still had 8,000 points in that game too. So I think there's a spot where you can go Pasta for 2, Bedard, Donato, and Geeky, and that's like plus 800 if you're looking for a big one there in a game that hopefully is loose. So we'll see how that goes. Some games that maybe not so loose. Carolina, Washington, bud. Minus 120 Carolina on the road. Over under sitting at 6. How do the Caps start over after the Ovi mess? So much media, so much everything. How do you restart a run for a playoff run and a President's run? Not that they care about the Presidents, but like, it's still there.
Considering everything that they've been doing, I mean, you almost think that the goal was scored at the most appropriate time of the schedule because it allowed them to really celebrate the milestone, right? There's probably going to be some rust in their game, I would say. Just trying to think. So yeah, I mean, look, this division has been pretty much settled. It's Washington playing a wild card team, and it's Carolina playing New Jersey in the matchup. But remember, the last time these 2 guys played, there was that last 5 minutes of the game where there was a brawl almost every shift.
Oh, the Chatfield. I forgot about the Chatfield body slam.
Right. So you wonder how much carryover there's going to be from that game when it comes to just, the scuffles and, the battle that these teams, we didn't even know that this was anything of a rivalry, but sure as hell looked like it.
Yeah.
So, but I think with Washington, like, you probably got to expect a little bit of rust coming out of the game, at least to start the game. I don't know if they finished that way, but somebody pointed this out to me, and it's a very telling thing about Washington. The absence or the impact of not having Logan Thompson available as one of their goaltenders, like, he's a big reason why they were one of the best teams in the league. Like, his injury status is very concerning for this team because if they don't get that type of goaltending, are they going to be exposed a little bit?
Short-term absence right now. Miss a little bit of time. That's from April 4th. Estimated return somewhere around the 15th. So 4-1, 5-3. They're giving up goals. I don't know. It's not a spot I want to run out and get Carolina because I don't think, honestly, I think this is
why Carolina's favored.
Yeah, good point. I don't think that's really priced in, right? Like Washington coming off that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The rest idea. I don't think 2 points means as much to either of these teams as sending a message to a potential playoff round. Yeah.
Message sending for sure. And there's going to be a response to Chatfield. Guaranteed.
Have you seen his jibs? Have you seen his teeth? It's like he got hit with a bowling ball. Like he's just got half teeth.
I did not see that.
Oh, if producer Mick can bring up it's Chatfield, yeah, Chatfield. Chatfield teeth. Got to pick him up. They are special. And then we go from that game, Winnipeg and Dallas. Kind of the same thing, but Dallas is a -125 favorite. Over under sitting at 5.5. Dallas's last 3 third periods, up 3-2 versus Pittsburgh, give up 3 straight. Oh, here it comes. No, there's a really good. Now you're just in danger zone, producer Mick, of just scrolling down. There could be anything. There's a picture of him in that fight with his face crazy and his teeth absolutely just gutted. So interesting to see what happens there. But we're going to see a big one here, Winnipeg, Dallas, same spot. Dallas has to have an answer. Like professionally, what do you do after? Like, what does DeBoer say anything to the boys after that game?
Probably not after the game, but the day after it's brought up in the meeting for sure.
It's the worst collapse in NHL history in the third period.
I agree.
And it's kind of been something they've done over their last 3 games. Pittsburgh, they gave it up. The Minnesota game, they gave it up. And the Vancouver game, up 5-2 after scoring an empty netter.
Yeah. I know.
What would your message be?
Well, the message would be first, guys, hey, what's going on? Why are we having these late game collapses? That would be, okay, let's figure it out. Like, what are we doing that we need to correct? And second message would be, hey, guys, if we're serious about winning the division and serious about, having success in the playoffs, we cannot close games out like this. So I think part of the coaching staff is they're going to start to, have conversations about who they've had on the ice in those moments, and maybe who they maybe take a look at changing some of those guys to see if somebody else can bring a different intensity to those moments. But yeah, it's definitely something that's going to be talked about because it's not a one-off, right? It's happened a couple times where they've given up third period leads.
Nashville, Utah. Hey. Go to 2 of the best games on the slate to Nashville, Utah. Both of these teams are coming off games where they scored 7 goals.
Yeah, that's true. Touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nashville had that Islander game. Was it the Islanders? 7-6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a Barrett Hayton point to save my life in that game. So the 7-1 game.
Suck? 7
That's
goals,
awesome.
You can't get your point.
No, it's just how things are going. It's where it is. There are some things here. Should I put it? Like Carl Velmelka has played 21 straight games. Like his game log looks like an MLB batter's game log, where there's like MLB batters get more days off than
That's
him.
True. That's true. I would think with them being eliminated right now that they would probably play the other guy a little more. No,
you would think so, but they've been eliminated for a while, bud. Wow. And he still just gets it. And he's coming off good games. He's allowed 1 goal in back-to-back games. He's allowed 1 goal in 3 of his last 4.
Yeah.
I get it, but the guy hasn't had a break since his last break was February 22nd, which was the first game back from the Four Nations phase.
Wow.
I don't know how
they probably met with him during the break and said, hey, don't get too crazy during the break because you're playing every game for us when you come back.
Like the Connor Ingram injuries there, right? So you always have to look. So they recalled Matt Villalta from Tucson. And he is 17, 21, and 3 record, 3.0 goals against with a 906 save. They demoted Jackson Stauber, who just sat there and maybe made the easiest money he'll ever make in his life watching hockey.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't have an official play on this. I will get some because I want to see where these lines go. A sneaky one, Bunting and Luke Evangelista, but it's PP2. It's about 275. I'll drop some of those, but if you're looking for games to targets that don't mean anything, Buffalo, Columbus, obviously, Chicago, Boston, and a lot of people saying in the chat that Nashville, Utah game, that's the other one. And then if you want to add a fourth, because you always want to add a fourth, when you're doing round robins, 4 is the best. 4 is the magic number. 5 is an expensive number. 4 is the magic number. Rangers, Islanders. Right? Like
the Battle of the Islands.
No, but like nobody gives a shit. Like this, neither team steps up. Like the Rangers. Like I know it's nice not to have to sit on that game after yesterday and just get right into another one. But that game could be 1-0 or 7-6 too. No?
Yeah, could be. 1-0 would be surprising.
Okay. Islanders coming off that game, the OV game. I don't know. That's
Rich. It was at Jake. I'd rather watch the police versus the firefighters. You ever watch those games?
The hockey game?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're they like it. They like each other
Bunch
very
of
much.
meatheads. They just go out and it's like ruthless out there, man.
So that's the thing. Like, if you went for like skates, like out to men's league, like it's probably dirtier in men's league with guys in their late 30s than it is out on the ice in like pro stuff. No, like
yeah, for sure.
Danger Zone Thursday feels like a Friday, but it's not. We got the Masters. Like I said, I think I said yesterday, the biggest vasectomy weekend that exists. Sit on the couch, enjoy it. Isn't Sorokin hurt also? How does he hurt? I got to check. He's day to day. Leaves. Okay. He's day to day. Thank you very much. Do you like Stamkos for a goal? I like lots of goals in that game. That top line right now with Marchessault back, it looked pretty good. Gonna get on the Kings. Gonna get on the Kings as well. Probably the note line for Anaheim, but I'll put everything out there. But right now, early games, we'll get those out. We'll see what happens with the lines. They reset being able to get everyone involved again. The milestone is reached. It's not all eyes on Ovi now. Iconic, yeah. Should be interesting. But like as Carlo pointed out, Carolina favored for a reason. But it will be a messy one. Maybe some power play goals. Keep an eye on that market. And he said Sorokin out. So, yeah, could be. He's got the leash. Thursday. Let's win some money, bud. Masters. Look I've already lost him to the Masters. He's already watching Mike Weir dominating.
Yeah, I just watched Cam Smith, my guy, drain one from the fringe for birdie.
What's the winning score this week?
I guessed -14, -15.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I just think like it's good conditions, right? Guys are going to figure out the scores.
All right. Back on the stacks. Big day yesterday. We'll do something today with it. Let's win some money. I got the glasses, seeing the board better.
Yes.
Yes. And I'll just be tailing a bunch of other people today too. Yeah. All right. Enjoy it. I appreciate it. Matthew Nyes is him. Absolutely great to see it. Plan the parade. You imagine that? Imagine the traffic in Toronto if there was a parade. Oh, God. Gross. All right. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Carlo Colaiacovo. This is NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. We got NHL playoffs coming up soon. Get ready. Best time of the year. I love it. Let's go.
Yes. Ciao.